The story begins on a mysterious island in the middle of the ocean, where a massive stadium is packed with people. Everyone's eyes are fixed on the staff standing in front. At a signal, a 3-meter-long shark is slowly lifted up as bait. A boy in the audience realizes that something big is about to happen and asks his older brother to look. The moment his brother raises his head, a gigantic creature suddenly bursts out of the water. At that very moment, the viewing platform begins to slowly descend underground. In fact, an even more dangerous show awaits them below. As the platform reaches the bottom, the massive creature becomes clearly visible, increasing the excitement of the crowd. Amid loud applause, the creature, called the Mosasaurus, swallows the shark whole in a single bite. In this futuristic world, a tech company has used genetic engineering to bring dinosaurs back to life. To profit from this, they purchased an entire island and turned it into Jurassic World Park. The island quickly became the world's biggest tourist attraction, drawing millions of visitors every year. However, after 20 years of safe operation, people began to lose interest in the dinosaurs, as they had become as ordinary as zoo animals. To counter declining profits and rising costs, Dr. Wu's team created a new hybrid dinosaur by combining genes from different species. This terrifying creature was named Indominus Rex. It was designed to reignite public interest, but no one realized it would become the park's greatest threat. Around this time, the park's owner came to inspect the Indominus Rex and discovered that it was larger and far more intelligent than expected. It had already tried to escape multiple times by breaking the glass enclosure. Alarmed by its behavior, the owner called Owen, a retired Navy trainer responsible for training dinosaurs. Owen was working in the raptor area, using his military experience to control them, and surprisingly, he was successful. Suddenly, an incident occurs when a new feeder tries to handle a small pig. A raptor attacks him and drags him into the enclosure. The other raptors immediately focus on the man, putting his life in extreme danger. At that critical moment, Owen opens the gate and rushes in, standing between the raptors and the man while commanding them to back off. After intense effort, his team manages to pull the injured worker out, but the raptors lower themselves into attack positions, signaling imminent danger. Owen realizes his life is at risk, so he slowly backs away while continuing to give commands. Just as the gate is about to close, he rolls out at the last second, narrowly escaping. Later, Claire takes Owen to see the Indominus Rex and explains that it is a secret hybrid created using T-Rex genes and raised in isolation. Owen warns that isolation can make it dangerously unstable. When they go to observe it, the creature is nowhere to be seen even after food is placed inside. Strangely, the monitoring system fails to detect any heat signals, as if the creature has vanished. Owen notices massive claw marks on the wall and deduces that the Indominus may have escaped. Claire turns pale and immediately heads to the control center, instructing the team to track the location chip and plant it in the creature. Meanwhile, Owen and the guards inspect the wall to figure out how it escaped. Suddenly, the control center reports something terrifying. The location chip shows that the Indominus is still inside the enclosure. Hearing this, everyone is shocked, because they are standing right there examining the escape marks. The control room urgently calls the guards, warning them to leave immediately. As soon as Owen hears this, he realizes something is terribly wrong. Owen instantly turned and ran toward the inner gate. At that moment, a guard noticed that the Indominus Rex was heading in the same direction. In the chaos, the dinosaur suddenly attacked one of the guards. Terrified, the other guard rushed to the gate near the wall, opened it, and, after seeing his companion killed, fled outside without thinking. Owen kept running with all his strength and managed to escape just before the gate closed. However, Indominus exploited a small gap, slammed into the gate, broke it completely, and escaped. Owen quickly slid under a car to hide and carefully observed its movements. The heavy footsteps revealed that the creature was approaching another guard hiding nearby. Moments later, Indominus appeared like a monster and swallowed the guard whole. To survive, Owen cut the car's fuel tank, letting petrol spill to mask his scent. The plan worked. And the creature, unable to detect him, roared and left. Now free from human control, Indominus headed toward the visitor area, where around 20,000 people were present. In the control room, panic spread. Claire prepared to sound the alarm, but the park owner stopped her, fearing closure and reputational damage. Meanwhile, a soldier team reached the track location, only to find the tracking chip removed. Suddenly, drops of blood fell on the team leader, and when they looked up, they saw the Indominus camouflaged using chameleon DNA. Before they could react, it attacked and killed the leader, and within a minute, wiped out the entire team despite their stun gun attacks. Hearing this, Owen warned Claire that the creature was a dangerous hybrid that would kill everything to survive and must be stopped with real weapons. Claire initially refused, unwilling to turn the park into a battlefield, but eventually triggered a full evacuation alarm to protect the visitors. At the same time, two brothers, Claire's nephews, were in a tour car that failed to stop like the others. Ignoring warnings, the older brother used his special access wristband to override the system and drove deeper into the park, where peaceful herbivorous dinosaurs like Triceratops, Stegosaurus, and Brachiosaurus roamed freely. Soon, a system alert announced the car would return automatically, but the older brother refused. Meanwhile, Claire tried calling them, but the network failed. Upon checking, she discovered their car was the only one missing, and in panic, she sent a rescue team, which was already occupied. Left with no choice, she turned to Owen for help. Meanwhile, the brothers reached the far end of the tour area and noticed a broken fence ahead, clearly destroyed by something powerful. Seeing an open path, the older brother decided to drive forward. The older brother immediately drove the car deeper inside. Soon, they reached a dense jungle area where several ankylosauruses were roaming. At first, they counted only 4, but the younger brother insisted there were 5. As the older brother carefully counted again, they realized that the 5th figure seen in the reflection of the car window was actually the Indominus Rex standing silently behind them. With a deafening roar, it kicked the car, sending both brothers flying several feet away. Just as the older brother tried to react, an ankylosaurus struck the car with its heavy tail, flipping it aside. Thinking its prey was being taken, Indominus attacked the ankylosaurus, leading to a brutal fight. Its first bite failed due to the creature's tough armor, but in anger, it slashed its back with sharp claws and eventually killed it in a single powerful move. Terrified, the brothers trembled as Claire's phone suddenly rang again. The sound caught Indominus's attention, and after staring at the car, it grabbed it with its claws and tried to swallow it whole. When that didn't work, it used a smarter tactic, lifting the car and smashing it repeatedly against the ground. Just before the glass shattered, the older brother seized the moment, unbuckled his seatbelt, and escaped with his younger sibling. However, Indominus quickly noticed and began chasing them. Luckily, they spotted a small waterfall ahead and, at the last second, jumped into it, escaping its jaws. Meanwhile, Claire and Owen reached the jungle, only to find it filled with the corpses of dinosaurs killed by Indominus. This confirmed Owen's fear that the creature would leave nothing alive. Soon, they found the damaged tour car, and seeing the broken vehicle and a phone on the ground, Claire assumed her nephews had been killed. She was devastated, but Owen noticed footprints leading to the waterfall and concluded that the boys were still alive, giving her some relief. At the same time, the control room discovered another critical issue. Over 20,000 visitors had gathered in the resort area due to the alarm, and Indominus was heading there to hunt. Realizing the impending disaster, the park owner finally decided to use heavy weapons. Due to a lack of staff, he personally flew a helicopter to attack the creature. As the team opened fire, Indominus ran into the aviary, releasing dozens of flying dinosaurs. Chaos erupted across the island as these creatures attacked soldiers and civilians alike. One soldier was snatched mid-air, and another died after colliding with glass. The helicopter lost control and crashed, killing the owner. As the flying dinosaurs spread, Owen and Claire fled into the jungle. Meanwhile, the brothers managed to escape using an abandoned car. Though they noticed the flying creatures chasing them, they drove quickly and reached the park's main gate, where staff spotted them. After receiving their message, Claire and Owen also escaped the jungle and planned to meet at the resort. All rides were shut down, and visitors were instructed to stay in the resort. An emergency broadcast urged everyone to hide, but confusion quickly turned into panic when people saw the flying dinosaurs overhead. The creatures attacked rapidly, and chaos filled the park. The brothers reached the resort and encountered Claire's assistant, but she was suddenly grabbed by a flying dinosaur and dropped into the lagoon. Unaware it was the Mosasaurus's territory, the creatures followed her into the water, where the massive predator emerged and swallowed them all in one strike. Shaken, the brothers searched for a hiding place until the security team arrived and temporarily drove the flying dinosaurs back using tranquilizer guns. However, the situation worsened when a military officer took control and revealed his plan to use trained raptors to hunt Indominus, proving they could serve as military weapons. Owen strongly opposed this and even struck the officer in anger, as he had raised the raptors himself, but with 20,000 lives at stake, he reluctantly agreed. The plan was to use the raptors' tracking abilities to locate Indominus, while armed forces followed to attack at the right moment. Claire, worried about her nephews, placed them in a secure control train and monitored the operation. Once preparations were complete, Owen took a piece of Indominus meat and presented it to the raptors to begin the hunt. Owen let the raptors smell the Indominus's scent, and once they were ready, he opened their cages. Armed soldiers followed closely behind as the team moved deep into the jungle. After advancing for a while, the raptors suddenly stopped in a deserted area. The soldiers raised their weapons, sensing danger, but none of them expected what would happen next. From the dense forest, the Indominus Rex slowly emerged and stood before them. Owen had planned for the trained raptors to attack it, but instead, both sides stared at each other as if communicating. The raptors did not attack, rather, they seemed to acknowledge the human's presence to Indominus. Owen quickly realized something was wrong, that Indominus likely carried raptor DNA, allowing it to interact with them. Watching this, the officer in the control room panicked and ordered immediate fire. This decision backfired, turning the raptors against the humans. As chaos broke out, soldiers chased the dinosaurs but within minutes, most of the team was killed by the raptors. A surviving soldier ran toward a car, but just as he was about to get in, a raptor attacked him from behind. Seeing this, the two brothers inside the car panicked. Claire immediately started the vehicle and sped away. Another raptor charged toward them, nearly reaching the open door. In desperation, they threw nearby containers to block its path, but it easily dodged them and continued the chase. Claire saw it closing in and suddenly swerved the car, hitting and knocking it down. At the same time, another raptor approached from the other side, and the brothers used an electric stick to defend themselves. Just then, Owen arrived, and together they escaped toward the control room. Meanwhile, the officer, instead of being worried about the failed mission, went to the lab. When Owen and the others reached there, they found it abandoned. The staff had already fled by helicopter. Inside Dr. Wu's private office, they uncovered the truth. Indominus was created using the DNA of dozens of different species. The officer admitted it was all his plan. Before he could finish, a group of raptors arrived, and one attacked him despite his attempt to control it like Owen. He was killed instantly. Owen, Claire, and the children fled, only to be surrounded by 3 remaining raptors. Among them was Blue, the leader with distinctive blue markings. Owen looked into her eyes and realized she wasn't his enemy, so he removed her control device. At that moment, Indominus arrived and tried to command the raptors to attack the humans, but Blue hesitated, then turned toward Owen, as if remembering him, and signaled him to run. Instead of obeying Indominus, she roared back in defiance. Enraged, Indominus struck her with its tail, throwing her aside. Seeing their leader attacked, the other raptors joined the fight, but they were no match and were quickly killed. In this critical moment, Claire came up with an idea. She ordered the opening of enclosure number 9, knowing they needed a stronger predator. Soon, the original T-Rex was released and brought face-to-face with Indominus. A massive battle began. Though the T-Rex fought fiercely, it started to weaken against the hybrid's superior strength and deadly claws. Just then, Blue returned and rejoined the fight, distracting Indominus and giving T-Rex an opening. Together, they launched a powerful attack, knocking Indominus toward the lagoon. The impact drew the attention of the ocean's apex predator. Suddenly, the Mosasaurus burst out of the water, grabbed Indominus by the neck, and dragged it into the depths of the ocean, ending its reign forever.